Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second Monday of learning, where my friend and business partner Sartre and I are going to talk about different topics every week, and we hope to bring you some value that you can use to improve your life. So I'm going to call my friend to join us soon. Something happened. Right. Okay. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, thank
You
you.
having a good day?
Yes, just pretty busy, and today is my 12th anniversary since I arrived in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
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 So,
What did
so
you do
where
for?
we uh,
What did you do to celebrate?
oh, I went for lunch with two of my friends, and yeah, that was it. But it was a good time.
Oh, good.
Yeah. How's your day going?
It's going well. Haven't had many clients, but lots of planning and other things to do as a solopreneur and working to help people online. So very productive day.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to talk today about mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
I think it's an important topic.
yes, it is very important
Yes.
to help people to succeed.
It's yes, it's the foundation. And
Exactly.
we've been working on mindset in different ways as over the past few months as coaches, training and up and leveling up. And I think it's important that people know that um, without the right mindset, it's like a house of cards. It's just going to collapse.
Yes.
So that's a good way
So,
to
yeah,
start.
so let's let's talk about your perspective in mindset, or you would like to start talking about the stages of change.
Sure, we can start with the stages of change because that's a good way to start and tell people who might not be in the space. Like very relatable. So we can talk about that.
Okay. So, when people have like a behavior that is not helping them to be healthy or to thrive in life or to reach the goals that they want,
Mm-hmm.
uh, at the beginning, maybe they don't even notice that. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
And the first stage is the pre-contemplation stage,
Yeah.
where people are not
Yeah.
aware that that behavior is affecting their goals and that behavior has consequences.
Yeah.
And also that they are oh, like trying to figure it out, but they are more focused on the cons of
Mm-hmm.
changing
Mm-hmm.
that in the pros. So
Mm-hmm.
they're stuck there.
Yeah. They think they know something is up. They know that they see the ramifications of their negative health habits, let's say, um, but they haven't started yet to make the consideration that maybe I do need to change. So that's the
Exactly.
pre-contemplative stage. And just to um, backtrack a little bit, Betsy is a trained as a dietitian and a nutrition um, coach, and I'm a kinesiologist. So this spans different areas of health, let's say different arenas or industries or whatnot, or fields of health. So yeah, it's a common tool or concept that's used. So yeah, the first one is the pre-contemplative stage. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to give an example in my specialty in
Mm-hmm.
nutrition. So people probably are overweight.
Yeah.
They don't know that this situation can lead to health problems.
Yeah.
So they are pretty comfortable. They think that nothing is going to happen, and they even when people touches the topic to them that maybe you just need to improve the way that you eat or do some exercise or other, they say, oh no, I don't need that because I'm okay.
Yeah.
And also they will think, oh, and I'm pretty happy eating like sweets every
Yeah.
day and nothing is happening to me.
Yeah.
So and I don't wanna give up my sweets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
So
they're at the pre-contemplative stage. They're definitely not looking at what they're doing as a health detriment, something that's detrimental and something that requires a change in behavior if they want to see an improvement in their health. So that's definitely
yeah,
pre-contemplative.
yes. And after that can like be like probably 6 months or less or more, depending of each person.
Mm-hmm.
And they does go to the stage of contemplation
Yes.
after, where people start noticing that their behavior is affecting them
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and it's creating some problems. But they are not totally aware of that. They are like start to thinking, oh yes, this maybe is affecting me, and how can I improve this? But they are thinking, maybe in the case of nutrition, maybe they are start looking, oh, maybe I should go to the nutritionist or tell my doctor to refer me to the dietitian.
Yeah.
But they haven't grasped the the everything of the situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yes, it's right before you start to take you start to make so that after that is the preparation. So the contemplative is you're contemplating, you're considering what's going on, where am I at, why is this an issue, I think this is an issue, and at least they're starting to get aware of the situation before they start to remedy the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in the stage of preparation that I also call determination is when people are ready to book the appointments.
Yeah. So you're
So
preparing. Yeah. You're talking to professionals, healthcare professionals. You're getting guidance. Yeah. You called it
yeah,
again. What did you call it?
and determination. They are really aware
Yeah.
now to change
Mm-hmm.
because they are aware that their behavior is not helping them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when they go to the computer and say, oh, I'm going to look for fitness trainers or for nutritionists who can help me.
Mm-hmm.
And he start to just look different profiles and see what the profiles fit better with their needs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you start to say, what professionals, where should I go? What services are out there for me? And you start to get that guidance that you need. Not that you have taken the leap yet, but you are preparing and you're starting to you're laying the groundwork at that stage, the third stage.
Yes. And after is the action, right?
Yeah. So that's when you're
So they start our program. They took action, they booked appointments, and they are ready to really change this behavior that is being detrimental for them.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. And you can, depending on what your program is, and you might change. You might be at a pre-contemplative with nutrition, but You know, a lot of people out there, a lot of younger people out there, let's say, they tend to be like, they might be, and younger males, they might go to the gym. You know, they're like 19. They go to the gym, they work out, and then they eat, you know, fast food and Slurpees and pop, and you know, they're not eating healthy because they don't feel that they need to. So they're definitely in the pre-contemplative stage for their nutrition, but they're in the action stage for their exercise.
Yeah, exactly. So after the action step, when they are aware of what is the behavior that is affecting them, and they are ready and prepared to change, they can relapse at any time.
Yeah, of course.
And it is normal to relapse. And that's why it's important to be with support, to have support from a professional or from a group that help them to go back in track.
To stay on track. It's because to start that, it's like a big wheel, and to start that wheel again for people can be really difficult, but just to keep it moving is something that is very sustainable. And so figuring out, how can I keep going? Like for me, for exercise, I try and at least, even on my rest days, I try that the bare minimum is a 30-minute walk. On days that I'm not working out and hitting the mat and throwing my kettlebells and doing my calisthenics or whatever, to at least go for a 30-minute walk to keep that momentum going. And some days, some rare days in the month or in every so often, I might be very sedentary that day. And so try not to have 2 days of that, if possible. Keeping that momentum is very important.
Yes,
with nutrition.
that's true. And
You're saying?
And if people are now aware the benefits of the change that they are doing, they can maintain along the way that behavior, because they have noticed and they are now aware that changes are benefit them.
Yes. Yeah. It's, you know, that's why with certain types of testing, you know, it's good to show people what the health benefit rating is for your fitness, or what your heart rate is, or your heart blood pressure, and to see the difference over time because of the work that you did. And once you see that difference and you see, oh my goodness, I've reduced my risk of whatever, heart attack or stroke, or by this much, that's And so that's a great way to reassure people and to encourage people to keep at it and keep going.
Yeah. And I think finally, when there is another stage that is called termination, that is when we notice that our clients are ready to go by themselves. Because they are like determined to keep that behavior. And no going back, no giving up, because they had been progressing towards their goal and seeing the benefits of that process.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you want, is you want somebody who's able to eat correctly and do all, you know, exercise regularly, sleep, go to bed on time, and do all the other healthy habits.
Manage stress.
Manage their stress. Appropriately. Yes, and to do that, hopefully they can do that on their own. I mean, I do offer, like, one of my, you know, my clients, I do offer a 3-month check-in after I didn't really talk about it, but my 12-week behavior change program that I have with my clients for fitness. You know, after the 12 weeks, then if they want to check in a month or 3 months, I give it up to them. And that's a good thing to do, is to have a check-in. Not that you're necessarily in a program, but to check in.
Yeah, exactly. You check after 3 or 6 months. I generally do 3 months, and after 6 months, and after a year.
Yeah.
with my clients to just check that they are on track and they are happy with the results that they are having.
Yeah.
So tell me more about mindset, because you are an expert a coach in behavior change. So tell me more about your perspective about mindset.
Yes. Well, it's interesting because here in Alberta, Canada, the Alberta Kinesiology Association, there's a lot of emails that we get, and last year started getting a lot of emails, and they would talk about behavior change. Or the year before, motivational interviewing too. It's important to be able to coach the client in a way, and with coaching, it's about drawing the answer out of the individual. The answer's there, so it's not about being prescriptive. It's about helping them to draw out the answers from themselves. The behavior change coaching can be very impactful on just a very deep level, because it's a type of life coaching. Like what we do is, it's a type of life coaching, and the microcosm is fitness or nutrition. And the concept is to start, the concept of the bucket. I think I've talked about this in our one or two lives. You want to fill a bucket.
The concept of what? Sorry?
Bucket.
Oh, bucket, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when you want to fill a bucket, you put in the big rocks first, and then the pebbles, and then the sand. Well, that's kind of like when you do what you do with concepts, is that you don't want to necessarily start by, counting how long you've exercised, or, using your Apple Watch and counting every calorie that you might have burnt. It's just to go for like a 30-minute walk, or to do something big first. Just to make that big change, first of all, is the most important thing. And then over time, because it's like the 80-20 rule, is that you can get so much out of doing the first initial steps, rather than to get into the minutia and to overwhelm the individual, into the specific details of things. Most people just really, once they start to just be active 30 minutes a day, 6 to 7 days a week, they're going to see such huge improvements already. So starting with that kind of concept of just getting going, and then over time, maybe getting specific, and then of course helping individuals along the way. I guess I'll talk about my program, is that I do different coaching tools to help. Well, I'll just backtrack. Is to stack habits on a weekly basis, gradually over time, and not too many habits, like 2 or 3 habits, to raise the floor, focusing in on raising the floor rather than raising the roof. I think to talk about that, it's important, because you don't have to you don't have to go for the home run grand slam every single day. It's what can you do that is sustainable, and that's your new standard. And then the next day or week, you're like, okay, this can be my standard, rather than I'm going to work out 3 hours.
And I want to be here right away.
Yeah, right away. And then all of a sudden you're going to be back to the pre-contemplative or the contemplative stage, and you're going to regress, which we described earlier. And then all the while adding the coaching tools is to help the individual to find why it's important to exercise, who they are, to help them to self-actualize, to help them to find out what's important to them, what drives them, and then how can they associate diet or nutrition and exercise and just going to bed in time. Like, how can they associate it with their lives, with their values, with what's important to them? Because once they can do that, they're going to adhere. That's a big term that we use. They'll adhere to the practice and to the habits. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It is important for me. Also, it's important in terms of nutrition, when I coach my clients, I also want to like go with them in little steps.
Yeah.
Always checking in, and also I work also with their emotions, because that is an essential part of the success. And
especially with eating.
Exactly. Emotions can go up and down, but if you start understanding that you can, like, I don't remember the word in English, gestión. You can, you can deal with the emotion in a different way.
Yeah.
It's everything about perspective, right? Your emotions are not taking the lead. You are taking the lead.
Yeah.
With when structure. You understand how to gestion, how to deal with
manage.
them.
To manage.
To manage, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important to realize that emotion is so tied to eating or to being lethargic, because it feels good to be lazy. It's all about the dopamine hit, right? Like you want to sit down and watch TV and just feel the dopamine and be, because that's where it's at. But if you can give more meaning to why you want to eat healthy, why you want to exercise, why you want to go to bed in time.
What is your motivation?
Yes. And that's why we call it motivational interviewing, is that we want to draw that motivation out of well, not you, but the client. Yeah. And so, it's really exciting stuff that's happening in the health and like the health space, with the kinesiologists and the personal trainers and the nutritionists, nutrition coaches, wellness coaches, health coaches, is that type of intervention. People are figuring out that that's what's essential. It's not the X diet or the whatever, or this type of exercise is the be all and end all. It's what can we do to get the individual focused and having meaning to what they're doing, and what is sustainable. I mean, you look at a country like Japan, everybody bikes to, so many people are biking and walking, and people are living till they have one of the longest longevity, lifespans in the world. So
and I also think that for people it's important to celebrate their small winnings, because
absolutely,
as a human beings, we are more likely to give us like a lot of bad stuff when we fail.
Yes.
And
I think that's true. It's to celebrate your small wins, which I can always tie back to this country that I've been to, because they have holidays very frequent holidays. People don't realize that.
Here?
No, in Japan.
Okay.
So often they have these holidays that keeps them going. Like when I worked with teachers, they would just keep thinking about the next holidays, and my students would think about the next holidays. So the small wins is what I'm saying, is what I'm trying to tie to, is having that yard post that next week I can have a bowl of ice cream, once a week. I can have a bowl of chips once a week, and I'm not going to or I can go see my friends, have a beer. That's a big thing, especially for men, they say, is that going out and having, it's not so much the beer or the alcohol, it's the fact that they're doing it with their friends and they're having that camaraderie that really helps them in a health sense. So yes, celebrating your wins and having purpose. Again.
Yes.
That's why they live so long over there. is because the grandparents take care of the children, the grandchildren. If you have purpose, and it's not necessarily that you need to have like the best job, but that you have belonging in a community, that you can go somewhere and volunteer, and that you're appreciated if you like to go to church, or if you like to whatever your hobbies are. If you have that sense of community too, then you're gonna be a lot healthier.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree with that.
Yeah. So there's so many things in terms of mindset that we can really, it's just have to iterate to people that it's just so important to, and it's not very complicated stuff. It's that we've inundated people in the diet industry with all of these tricks.
Fat diet.
Fat diets, fat exercises, ab stimulators, and I don't know, whatever, diets and whatever. And
I think this kind of publicity has forgotten the individuality of each person.
Good call. Yeah.
Because not everything that is going to help you, Sartre, is going to help me as well in terms of diet and exercise. Because we are two different people with two different body types, internal circumstances, and like different, right? So that's why I don't recommend people to follow fat diets.
Yeah.
Or like, as you say, I don't know, how do you call it? Fat exercises?
Well, yeah. There's a lot of, over the past 20, 30 years, it keeps cycling in and out, you need this exercise machine, or you need to exercise this way and only this way. And it's just not true. And so I think eventually at the end of the day, it's people figuring out what is sustainable for me. That is the biggest thing. That's like huge. If it's just walking, I go to the walking path, and I see these individuals, and they're doing it every day. They do it all the time. It's sustainable for them. Most of them are seniors, but it's something that they can do, and they do it. They walk like 2 hours, 3 hours, a lot of them. So figuring out what's important to you and what fits in your lifestyle and what makes you happy, rather than trying to look like that guy on the front of the magazine that's ripped for he's ripped for 2 hours for the photo shoot, and then 2 hours a month, and then he's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
she's dehydrated.
And that is also, and for me, that is also dangerous.
Oh, you mean the models, like the fitness models? Yeah. Well, or fighters, they do that too. They have to do that. There's talk about having a more sustainable weight classes for the boxers and the fighters. We're going on a tangent, but I think that would be a lot better. I think it would actually see better performance by those athletes, rather than you have to be 155 pounds on Friday for 2 hours or whatever, and then all of a sudden, but they fight on Saturday and they're 175 pounds. They've gained 20 pounds in 24 hours.
Yeah.
That fluctuation is insane.
It's hard for the body.
Yeah, it's hard for the body.
Yeah. So, in any case, if people are in pre-contemplation or determination, any stage that you are, you that are listening to us, it's okay. It's your own process.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're here. We're here to help, no matter what stage you're in.
When you are determined to change your behavior, we are here to guide you and to just help you to reach that goal and to succeed and maintain that you wanted to maintain.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That at the end is being healthy. Health
Exactly.
is the biggest wealth.
It is. It really is. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not healthy to enjoy it, like whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know. Yeah, me too. So is there anything that you would like to add?
I think we're good. I think that's a good little intro about mindset, and for people, I think we can keep it to that, and yeah, we can go off. So I'm sure we can talk about it another time.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So
Okay.
next Monday,
Yeah.
connect with us that we are going to talk about another interesting topic in health and wellness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Betsy.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for connecting, and also the people that are watching us in the replay. Thank you as well.
Absolutely.
And we see you next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye.